It's 2 a.m. You're lying in bed, staring at the ceiling, and your mind won't stop racing. The bills, your job, your kids' safety, your health, your future. Sound familiar? Here's what most people don't realize. What keeps you up at night reveals exactly where you struggle to trust God. Today we're diving deep into something that affects every single one of us. Worry. And I'm going to show you what Jesus said about it, why it happens, and most importantly, how to find real peace even when life feels out of control. If this resonates with you, hit that like button and let's jump in. Let me ask you something personal. When you can't sleep at night, what's running through your mind? Maybe you're thinking, how am I going to pay these bills? Will I lose my job? Are my kids safe when I'm not with them? What will the doctor say at my next appointment? Will I ever be able to retire? Can I make it as an influencer in this crazy world? Here's the thing. Jesus knew we'd struggle with this. In fact, when he talked about worry, he chose the perfect example. Money. Why? Because that's what most of us lose sleep over. But here's what's really happening when we worry. We're trying to play God in areas of our lives where we feel powerless. And the uncomfortable truth is, we're not God. In Psalm 62, verses 7 and 8, David writes something incredible. My salvation and my honor depend on God. He is my mighty rock, my refuge. Trust in him at all times, you people. Pour out your hearts to him, for God is our refuge. Notice what David says. Trust in him at all times. Not sometimes. Not when you feel like it. Not when you can see the way forward. At all times. But here's our problem. When we worry, we're essentially saying, God, I don't believe you can handle this situation. I don't trust that you have a good plan. I think if I stress about it enough, I can somehow change the outcome. Mark Twain once said, I have had many worries in my life, most of which never happened. Think about that. How many sleepless nights have you had over problems that never actually occurred? Worry is faith in fear. When we worry, we're believing more in what we're afraid of than in what God has promised us. But here's the beautiful part. Jesus knew we'd struggle with this, and he offers us something incredible. In Matthew chapter 11, verse 28 to 30, he says, Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy, and my burden is light. Let me explain what a yoke is. It's a wooden crossbar that connects two oxen so they can pull together. Two oxen working side by side are more powerful than one pulling alone. Jesus is saying, don't carry life's burdens by yourself. Let me get in the yoke with you. When you're at the end of your strength, I'm just getting started. Here's what changed my life. God will never give you more than he can handle. Notice I didn't say more than you can handle. He expects you to face life with him, not alone. When I finally understood this, everything changed. I stopped trying to solve every problem in my own strength and started inviting God into my struggles. Let me tell you about 3 young men who understood this principle. In the book of Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego refused to bow down to the king's golden statue. The king was furious and threatened to throw them into a blazing furnace. Listen to their response. The God we serve is able to deliver us from the blazing furnace, and he will deliver us from your majesty's hand. But even if he does not, we want you to know that we will not serve your gods or worship that image of gold you have set up. Did you catch that? They said, "We know God can save us, but even if he doesn't, we're still going to trust him." The king ordered the furnace heated 7 times hotter than usual. But here's the thing. God didn't save them from the fire. He saved them through it. When the king looked into the furnace, he saw 4 figures walking around unharmed. The 4th one looked like a son of the gods. Sometimes God doesn't remove you from the fire. Sometimes he walks through it with you. So how do we apply this? Let me give you 3 practical steps. 1. Stop trying to escape. Start inviting God in. Instead of praying, "God, get me out of this situation," try praying, "God, come into this situation with me. Help me handle this with grace and wisdom." 2. Focus on God's faithfulness, not your uncertainty. You live with uncertainty every single day, but God has been faithful to you consistently. He was faithful yesterday, he's faithful today, and he'll be faithful tomorrow. 3. Cast your anxiety on him. 1 Peter chapter 5 verse 7 says, "Cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you." Not some of your anxiety, all of it. Why? Because he cares about you, values you, and loves you. I know someone who was an executive at a large company. He was talented, but his superiors felt threatened and tried to undermine him. For months, he stressed about it, wondering when God would change his circumstances. Then he changed his approach. Instead of just praying for God to remove the problem, he started inviting God into the situation. He stopped letting their behavior control his peace. He kept doing excellent work with a great attitude. Years later, when the company was sold, guess what happened? Every executive was let go except him. He was the only one they kept. God knows how to vindicate you. He knows how to turn your test into your testimony. Here's what I want you to understand. The enemy may set the fire 7 times hotter, but he can't do it without God's permission. God is not just in control of your life, he's in control of your enemies too. Instead of complaining about the flames, invite God into the fire. When he's with you, the fire can't defeat you. It can only burn away the limitations that have been holding you back. You have a choice today. You can keep carrying burdens that God never asked you to carry, worrying about things he never asked you to worry about. Or you can take Jesus' yoke upon you and find rest for your soul. I want to challenge you. What's that one thing that's been keeping you up at night? What's that worry that's been consuming your thoughts? Right now, I want you to do something. Don't just ask God to take it away. Invite him into it. Say, "God, I can't handle this alone, but I know you can. Come into this situation with me. Help me trust you even when I can't see the way forward." If this video helped you, I want you to do 3 things. 1, hit that like button. It really helps others to find this video. 2, subscribe and ring the notification bell so you don't miss any content. 3, comment below and tell me, what's one area where you need to trust God more? Let's pray for each other in the comments. Remember, friend, you don't have to face your struggles alone. The God who created the universe wants to walk through life with you. He's waiting for your invitation. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, keep trusting, keep praying, and keep moving forward. God's got this, and he's got you.